I'm worse at what I do best, and for this gift I feel blessed. Our little group has always been and always will until the end. See rock shows near Tampa, get tickets as low as 61. You might also like Red Button Drake, the shoe fits Drake. He broke my heart. Hello, 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 hello. With the lights out, it's less dangerous. Here we are now, entertain us. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now, entertain us. A mulatto, an albino, a mosquito, my libido. Yeah, hey, 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 hey. And I forget just why I taste. Oh yeah, I guess it makes me smile. I found it hard, it's hard to find. Oh well, whatever, never mind. Hello, 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 hello. With the lights out, it's less dangerous. Here we are now, here we are now. Entertain us, entertain us. I feel stupid, contagious, contagious. We are now, here we are now. Entertain us, entertain us. A mulatto, an albino, mosquito, my libido. A denial, 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 denial. We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teacher, leave them kids alone. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teacher, leave them kids alone. Hey, teacher, leave us kids alone. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. Wrong, do it again. Wrong, do it again. If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. Wrong, do it again. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat? Wrong, do it again. You, yes, you behind the bike shed, stand still, laddie. If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat? You, yes, you behind the bike shed, stand still, laddie.
A low beeping sound. Who don't need your meat, you can't have any pudding. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat? You, yes, you're behind the bike sheds. Stand still, laddie.
If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat?
You, yes, you're behind the bike sheds. Stand still, laddie.
It was many, many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabelle. And this maiden, she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved with a love that was more than love, I and my Annabelle, with the love that the winged seraphs of heaven covered her and me. And this was the reason that long ago in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabelle, so that her high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels not half so happy in heaven when it envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason, as all men know, in this kingdom by the sea, that the wind came out of the cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabelle. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we, and neither the angels in heaven above, nor the demons down under the sea, can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabelle. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabelle, and the stars never rise, but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabelle. And so all the night tide, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in her sepulchre there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea. I remember my brother, his fate was so cruel. He saw things so different, branded a fool. He never quit talking and followed me round, followed me swimming. I hope that he drowned. He found trouble often, each place we'd go, laughing and dancing, those same whispers would grow. He wasn't different, I was the worst friend. He didn't know that this was the end. He was my brother, Benji his name. He saw things different, he was my shame. And I said goodbye, I said farewell. I took my hammer, my ticket to hell.
This is Xbox Era. We're an independent, community-funded publication focused on providing the best coverage and discussion of your favourite platform, Xbox. With best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and awesome merch, XboxEra.com is your destination for the best news, reviews, and features focused on what you care about. With shows like the Xbox Era podcast, headlines, and a whole heap of Patreon-exclusive content, we're proud to be an independent publication completely funded by you. If you value having an outlet truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/Xbox Era. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Everything Xbox Era does is only made possible by the growing army of incredible Patreon supporters. Our MVPs and executive producers are all incredible people, but even more so are our grand benefactors, Croat56, Assassin, and Kevin S. All of this under the watchful eye of our lovely and benevolent CEO, Torn Raptor. If you want to become part of one of the best communities on the internet, head to patreon.com/Xbox Era, where your patronage can help keep us alive for another month. Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Xbox Era Headlines. The date today is July 17th, 2025. I'm Sika Mechanico, and today Jesse and I are going to talk you through all of the latest in gaming news from across video games. As a bonus for our wonderful Patreon members, we make audio versions of these episodes exclusively available to them via Patreon for use in their preferred podcast app. But if you're on Spotify, you can link your Patreon account and listen to it there instead. If you'd like to support us directly, and really you should because we are awesome, head over to patreon.com/Xbox Era. Hey Jesse, it's Thursday. We're back again with another long listicle of video game news. How you feeling?
Oh,
Oh, no. It's too early for
you
that.
asked how I was feeling. That's how I'm feeling.
I am exhausted. I'm a tired boy. Note to self, do not agree to review two large multiplayer games back to back.
And we got another one coming in next week.
Yeah, we do.
And I've told them we wouldn't be able to get to it right away.
Yeah, probably not. Honestly, I'm kind of like... but yes.
You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to update our patrons and everyone who backed us for going to Gamescom with a little update of a rough idea of the amount of content they'll be able to look forward to. Because boy, howdy, have we been busy scheduling stuff.
Yeah.
So we extended our stay an extra day because we had the money to now, and we're able to be there all of Wednesday, all of Thursday, all of Friday. Myself, John, and Pre-Drag, who's going to go looking stuff too. On the Monday, we have 9 things so far. On Wednesday, we have 7, and on Thursday, we have 9. In between those, there's way more than that number. Some of them are to see multiple games, so...
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the first day is, like, a place where there's probably, like, 50 things, and we can just run amok.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a good time.
We're going to get to see Mike again, who's in the chat, Mike Straw Media. Hello, Mike. I'm Insider Gaming. Mike's 0-4, Mike Straw.
I tolerated Mike last time. I don't know if I willingly go and see him.
Wow.
I jest. He's a lovely fellow.
Yeah. And I'm at the point where I'm like, man, I don't know how much more we could see because our brains are going to be very full and turn to mush if we try and add in even more. Because we've got open slots in case like late things come in, but I feel like I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to add too much more.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because, we have to, in the moment, write stuff about them. Know everything. There might be multiple videos to do on the fly. It's going to be a busy old time, but we're really looking forward to it, and we owe the community that managed to send us there serious kudos.
Yep, we're all booked. Every flight, every Airbnb, including me landing in Frankfurt at 5 a.m. to then try and thankfully the Airbnb hostess is working out with a friend to get me in there early that day so I can sleep. It was the only way any of it worked with direct flights. So I'm going from here to another place in America to Frankfurt, then training it up to Cologne. So, and then doing that in reverse. It's gonna be an adventure.
So, speaking of all the things we're reviewing, I think I'm allowed to say this now. Yes, I am handling Grounded 2. I have it in hand, and I will be bringing you our verdict on July 29th, which I think is when it releases for everybody into game preview across Xbox PC, and obviously early access on Steam. I am roping in a couple of people that have had something scary like 20, 30, 40 days game time in Grounded 1 to, make sure that, because I didn't play Grounded 1 a lot. I played it, but they
You're bringing in some ringers.
Yeah, they know life to that stuff, so they're going to be handy to have around and to, remark upon differences and improvements for the hardcore of Grounded fans out there. Outside of that, in terms of reviews and coverage, we're doing lots of things, but today we saw your review of RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business drop at 9 a.m. my time this morning.
Ooh.
What were your thoughts?
I got to write that now because I put the other thing up first. But one Unfinished Business review. Because you had it above at the top, so I went with that number 1. RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business. I was quickly adding that thing from Cengiz to OpenCritic.
Unfissioned business.
Unfished. Unfinished.
We're professionals.
Hey, I had the other thing all set, and you went out of...
I was having to do the tweet for that very thing. So.
RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business. I saw IGN was like, it's just copy and paste 6. And I'm like, man, that copy and paste was what I think a lot of people were hoping within an expand-alone for this type of game. It's fantastic at what it wants to be, which is a really good in the 7 ballpark. I did give it a 7.5 because I think it's tighter paced and even more over the top than the base game with a less wasted time. The thing holding it back, I think, for a lot of people is some serious performance issues in Unreal Engine where, depending on the situation, sometimes it just really hitches a lot. And it's not like that Unreal Engine 5 slight stutter. It's like full-on split to full second hitches. And quite often, not in combat, but often when you're in the detective parts in areas that are big and full of NPCs. But this one is kind of set up like The Raid. If you know that movie, or Dread, the one with Carl Urban, where you are just working your way up the OCP Omni Tower, which is a glorious monument to all the decadence that has destroyed this future Detroit of the 1980s. It's got that same, this is better written than it should be at this level, especially from Teon. Like, it's legitimately funny quite often. Especially RoboCop, voiced again by Peter Weller. Really well done. Sardonic wit. Aplomb. It's all over the place with him kind of shitting on people for the way they treat him. There's a running gag about people who just tap into his comm system without ever asking him if it's okay. That keeps coming back up. That's really good. There is a flashback level where you play as Alex Murphy. There are other levels where you are not RoboCop. To not spoil it, like I constantly see other reviews spoil game mechanics and story things because they're like, yes, I can't really talk about it unless I talk about this thing, but like, I think you can hint at it. There's other things, and I think they work well when they pull you away from the RoboCop for a little bit, because if it was only ever the murder spree, it might wear down a little bit.
Changes the pace up.
Yeah, those pace-setting moments mixed with the fact that, once again, like in the base game, you just become insanely strong with the final PCB board that you get, which is the the thing that you do a little mini game to unlock more power for your base pistol, at which point your base pistol just becomes like a hose of death. Never reloading, just shooting forever. It happened in the base game. It's amazing. And you get that and more in this one. God damn, do you feel incredible in the final couple levels. And building up there is real nice. It still has some detective and some side level stuff, even though it all takes place in the Omni Center for the main story. Yeah, they've been a really impressive dev to watch, from the terrible Rambo game to the terrible at launch, but now actually quite good Terminator game. Like, that game was a mess. And then they came back 3 years later with an updated version for current gen consoles that made it go from bad to actually pretty fun. And then, of course, RoboCop Rogue City was the best 7 out of 10 I think any game could be. And I think this one's a little better. So it got a little bit better of a score. It's nice. Really fun. And it's only $30.
It's cool to see the evolution of a developer. But also, I think you can just... The game is dripping with love for the IP.
Yep.
Right? Which is, if you're going to do a franchise tie-in IP thingy,
God damn it, Cengiz.
Don't just do it for money.
We both gave a game a 7.5 today. Not like
That's
that.
right. Because Cengiz reviewed Shadow Labyrinth from Bandai Namco, where Pac-Man goes all metallic and crazy.
Man, if you watch Secret Level, you know what Puck is his name in that. Yes, I played this at Summer Games Fest, so I can talk a little bit while I get this review up and change the text here back to what I had originally, but John went out of order and messed it all up. All right, there we go. Shadow Labyrinth. So I played this. We have a full review up from Cengiz, even though he doesn't want to play. You're doing YouTube. There you go.
Yeah.
I am adding it right now to the Open Critic, which is why I might seem a little distracted. My God, you guys do way too long. One paragraph. PR will only read one paragraph for your final thoughts.
I know, mate. I know.
One at the end paragraph. And then they'll read it, and then they'll ask to put your quotes and stuff, which doesn't really matter much. Like, it's not the goal of it, but it does get our name out there more, so it doesn't hurt. But yeah, Shadow Labyrinth is a 2D Metroidvania. An interesting look. I don't know if I would call it good looking. Like, it's got that really high quality Flash game look, which I know sounds super insulting, but it's like, it's super smooth. But the mechanics are really cool, and it is secretly a Bandai Namco universe game. It's not just Pac-Man. Pac-Man is a part of it.
Cengiz says it's full of Namco riffs, and I think he felt fairly similar in that he was like, if you read his review, it might initially come off as quite negative, where he's like, "Oh God, the edginess is like, this is like Pac-Man's Bomberman Zero phase, right?" But regardless of all the things he doesn't like, and you mentioned the visuals, he says that it looks nice, but at the same time, overall quite ugly as a game. But he still liked it. It's a solid Metroidvania for you to go and check out. He never watched the Secret Level movie, so he doesn't watch movies or TV. Which, hey, each to their own. I couldn't live without a good movie. But yes, he says level design is solid, platforming is varied, and progression is well paced. If you dig the idea of Pac-Man eating people as you explore a world pervaded in turmoil, this one's worth checking out. So there you go.
Yeah, that's the impression I got at some games. It's like, this was solid. I was surprised at how fun it was, even though I was playing it on the absolutely terrible Switch 2 Pro Controller.
Yeah.
The Switch 1 Pro Controller was great. That's what makes it even more annoying.
Yeah. Next up, I spoke about it briefly on Tuesday because I hadn't published aforementioned review, but my review for Ready or Not is now live.
And according to the viewing numbers, everyone's watched it.
Yeah, I was quite pleased with this one. It always goes to show. So, inside baseball story, we did not get code for this until the day of the embargo, pretty much, or just the night before. And a lot of times a site will be like, well, I'm not going to bother because there's no point. But we did bother because we like playing video games and we want to tell you whether something's worth looking at or not. This one absolutely is. I really, really enjoy the slower paced, thoughtful gameplay of Ready or Not. And
you love censorship.
The censorship people that arrive in the YouTube comments are a bit laughable to me because the core game is there. But yes, the developer did have to make changes in order to actually stay alive and release on multiple platforms to fund their next game and so on, so on. So there's cut some stuff. And, a lot of it involves kids, which understandable, really, from a console audience perspective. But you can see it in the review if you actually watch it. There are sections where you're like, okay, I see what's going on here. This is horrific.
Yeah, and Steam doesn't care, as we all know. They don't have that many people that work there, so they don't really curate, but the console manufacturers actually do care. That's the reason why things can get through on Steam in a way that they can't anywhere else, simply because nobody's paying attention there. And they call it censorship, but it's much more standards.
Yeah, it's a non-issue, and judging by the fact that their player count shot up on Steam when it released this version, I think their movement of cancelling Void Interactive is not really going to go to plan. But yeah, absolutely. If you are tired of the run and gun style of Call of Duty, you miss the days of Rainbow Six Vegas Terrorist Hunt or old SWAT games, this is going to be for you. It is a good vibe, especially with pals. Get a good group in that can take it a little bit seriously, and you'll have a really good time. Anyways, that is all the news.
From us.
Reviews, I should say.
Yeah.
Let's dive into the news. And starting off, Cyberpunk 2077 from CD Projekt Red is back in the headlines this week as they reveal a whole host of new features in a new 2.3 update video for the game. There's quite a few things here, right? We've got the patch that they had for Phantom Liberty, so that's included in this. So the whole thing is being updated, right? And there's a lot coming.
7 months after they said they were done adding content.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot. There's auto drive. And the Delamain taxi service.
Yeah, and there's like a quest to unlock that. There's a whole crystal coat, cool looking. It's weird because they said they were done. Also VRR on consoles, even though I never noticed. It'll be weird on PlayStation because the game doesn't go above 60, and PlayStation's VRR doesn't really kick in at the same level that Xbox's does. So I'm curious what that ends up meaning. But yeah, the main things were auto drive and Delamain taxi service, which you got to unlock, new vehicles with quests to unlock them, the crystal coat, which is like a cool moving paint, more photo stuff, quality of life stuff, better HDR. On the PC side, you get more AMD support finally, so like FSR4 and frame gen from them, frame gen from Intel, who are firing another 5,000 people today, by the way, in case you're wondering. They just did like 10 or 20. More Intel and AMD GPU support, VRR on consoles, and more because they can't help themselves and they love updating things for a very long time. For free.
It's cool though.
Yeah,
they're
amazing.
For fans of Cyberpunk, I still need to finish it. I finished Avowed. I've finished Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Cyberpunk's on the list, and I've also got to then start and finish RoboCop because I briefly played it. And
yet you have no time, and you're not going to for a long time.
I know.
Early August, you have time, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
That's it. But also, I don't even know how the hell. I don't even know how we're supposed to do Gears of War Reloaded.
Because it comes out on.
We will be in Germany, pretty much. Yeah.
Same for.
If they give it, yeah.
So. Well, Helldivers 2 and Gears of War Reloaded. If we're back on the 22nd, it's possible.
Yeah.
But then we've got to juggle it with all the other content.
Because there's also Metal Gear Solid Delta and.
This year is the most insane.
Shinobi, I'll have to be right on Shinobi. I don't know who on the team wants to do Delta. I don't like Metal Gear Solid very much, so I wouldn't put my hand up. But yeah, it's crazy, and then it's right into Borderlands the week after that, which I'd like to do as a group. I'll take the lead, but if we can get multiple people to play with us, always makes that game more fun. Yeah, there's too much, and we will do our best to cover what we can, because there's essentially 2 of us. And volunteers, and those volunteers are amazing, but I can't. It's not like a job where I'm like, you go do this.
Yeah, we can't do it all. Next up in news, the Xbox Summer Sale is on with over 2,000 deals. Lots of money to be saved. I saw someone in the chat, Jerry, saying that they picked up a number of things from that sale, including Red Dead Redemption 2, I believe, or Red Dead 1. I can't remember which one it is now.
2. 2 is $15 on sale, or 20 if you get the deluxe edition.
They also picked up Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy 9, Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath, and they got it all for like $50 apparently.
Yeah,
so good for them.
there's a lot of really good deals, and supposedly, I know a lot of people picking up Red Dead because there's more and more rumors that a current gen patch is finally going to happen because that game just keeps selling. Like it's selling nonstop. It's never really slowed down. Because it's on sale all the time, probably doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
And if they can make it feel anywhere near as good as it does on PC, it'll go from being like an 8.5 on console because of how bad it controls to a 10, because it is a 10 on PC.
Yeah, I started Red Dead 2 on PC as well. I'm like, oh. Brit in the chat says John Wick Hex is $2. Get it, because it's going to be delisted, so you should probably pick that
Those
up.
IP games, they never last forever if they don't constantly generate money.
Yeah, but go save yourself some pennies, folks. Go get some video games on the Dead platform.
It will let you know that they have a sale, because I don't think they have announced it yet, unless I missed it. But they hadn't yesterday when it went live.
It's happening. It's happening either way. Next up, Insider Gaming has reported that Black Ops 7 Call of Duty's next event and all of their beta details have apparently leaked. This is from Andrew Hyton. COD Next has become the premier event for new COD content, they say. A bunch of popular streamers have flown in to play the new game live and see what it's all about. With Black Ops 7 quickly peeking over the horizon, details are already emerging about COD Next and its first beta. The Ghost of Hope, isn't that the guy that said Phil Spencer's retiring and then is one of the most reputable leakers of Call of Duty out there. Their word is almost gospel at this point, but still take this information with a pinch of salt. They've said Call of Duty Next for Black Ops 7 will be at the end of September in Las Vegas with a beta to follow. Blimey.
You want to know how they know?
Okay. How do they know? Because they've been invited?
Because someone's been invited and just told them.
Yeah. I mean, I love you, Insider Gaming, but like that headline is writing a lot of stuff that the information is not really in there. Like that whole article is just that tweet. That is everything that the article's based on. Just one sentence.
What were the beta details?
That's it. Call of Duty Next for Black Ops 7 will be at the end of September in Las Vegas, beta to follow. That's it. That's it. That's the news.
Extremely light on news. Black Ops 7 COD Night. There you go.
Like, I get it. Like, respect the hustle,
well,
but man,
you want to just go right to the next one, because it is that issue with news reporting writ large, which again was kind of started by our friends at Insider Gaming.
Well, I want to dive into this one in a little bit of detail because
go for it.
We've got multiple outlets reporting that King, the mobile developer that was part of Activision Blizzard King, are laying off 200 staff, which, and this is the headline that is running everywhere, are going to be replaced by AI, which apparently is revealed by the internal memo. So let me read you the internal memo. And the internal memo reads as follows. Why is this happening? The industry is changing fast and our business has not been growing. When that happens, we must not only look outside at competitors in the market, but also inside. As we've talked about before, we're making several changes to get the business back to growth. Unlocking many more AI tools is one recent example. Investing more in marketing this year is another. We're fortunate to have many talented individuals at King, but we also have a collective problem. The size and structure of the company often makes it difficult to get things done. So we plan to simplify the organization with fewer layers, fewer overlapping remits, fewer hours spent on alignment, fewer people in meetings, fewer stakeholders for every project. Many leaders across King have been asked to redesign their organizations to be smaller overall. There will be some new roles created in these redesigns and some rebalancing of headcount across King. But overall, King will be a smaller company. This was first reported by Mobile Gamer, who continues to say that staff let go will be So here's the crutch. Mobile Gamer says the staff let go will be replaced by the AI tools they built and trained. These employees include level designers and copywriters. So I guess I'm just asking the question: who at King that has been affected by these cuts has said I'm being replaced by an AI tool? Has anyone got a direct link to that source, or is this story just run off one site saying that many of these people are going to be let go?
Yeah, because it could be true. I was just curious because I never saw anything that implicitly stated it is. So I'm not saying it's wrong, but I am just curious as to why it was reported that way.
Because, so speaking multiple, so going to the source, Mobile Gamer Biz says multiple sources have given us an insight, and speaking to us anonymously, they claim many of the staff cut will be replaced by AI tools they built and trained.
Okay.
There you go.
Because I didn't see that on most of the people who cited it.
Are you shocked?
No. It's always curious. It's always, and if this is what's happening, expect companies to realize it doesn't work for most things like that over time as they try and ham-fist it in, and then they try and hire people back at worse wages. That's pretty much what's happened across the board with a lot of industries that keep trying to ham-fist AI into cost cuttings where there are specific things it can help with, though you still need a human to constantly watch over it because it's wrong all the time.
According to Mobile Gamer Biz, many level designers, user research staff, plus user experience and narrative writers have been told they're at risk. In particular, these staff have spent the last few years building and training AI tools to do their jobs. They're now effectively being replaced. One quote is, most of level design has been wiped, which is crazy since they've spent months building tools to craft levels quicker. Now those AI tools are basically replacing the teams. Similarly, the copywriting team is completely removing people since we now have AI tools that those individuals have been creating. The fact that AI tools are replacing people is absolutely disgusting, but it's all about efficiency and profits, even though the company is doing great overall. If we were introducing more feedback loops, then it's crazy to remove the developers themselves. We need more hands and less leadership.
Yeah. And what it's going to end up being pretty much every time with these is you'll make the tools to help actual people do stuff. They'll then get rid of the people and try and just use the tools, but then the tools suck to just do it by themselves. They will still require people to go in and fix all the issues they have. It's the dumbest loop.
I really look forward to the AI bubble bursting.
It's a really stupid feedback loop of have humans do things, have humans build AI tools to help do things, try and replace humans with said AI tools. Instead of using them as tools, use them as pseudo-humans, realize it doesn't work, hire back humans to work with tools again. It's very dumb.
Yep, it's awful. Next up, Jez Corden over at Windows Central has written a little blog piece on Xbox Cloud gaming and some of the improvements that are reportedly heading its way. It's a long piece, but he talks about how Game Pass is, currently sub 1080p a lot of the time. It's got latency issues, it's got artifacting issues, all of this stuff, and you compare it to something like GeForce Now, it's pretty great, right? So, yes, Microsoft are obviously looking to improve that, says Jez, and I quote, I've heard that Microsoft is already testing PC-based cloud gaming rather than Xbox console-based servers for its next-gen cloud provision, whilst retaining backwards compatibility with the existing library. Microsoft announced a partnership with AMD specifically to maintain Xbox console backward compatibility on its future chips, despite the broad expectation that they will be more PC-oriented. I mean, that's good to hear. I think that's a smart move from them. If they're making all these new chips that are crossing this kind of PC console hybrid world, let's get some improvements in on cloud. Having said all that, cloud is an additive for me. It is I'm stuck and I've only got a controller and I've got an app or a browser available and that's it. That's where I'll play, but otherwise it's rarely used. We'll see. We'll see on that front. But that's cool. You can go read that blog piece.
I doubt it will ever be close to NVIDIA because NVIDIA is putting $1,000 or $1,200 GPUs in their thing, let alone, I don't know that Microsoft's going to go that crazy with it. Just especially at the overall level and the amount of countries they're in. But it's interesting. It's good to have more options. It's something I use occasionally in bed with the with my phone and this Backbone Pro. I'm still checking out for a while. I want to really double check the build quality on it over time. Yeah, it's neat. It's neat to see more investment again after they pretended it was a terrible service that only cost them money to get ABK through.
Yeah. Oh, YouTube just crashed. Next up in news, Avowed, with Obsidian leading the charge, continue their I'm going to release 3 games in 1 year mantra. And it's had a new patch that adds some new items and new abilities. Having recently completed Avowed, it's a great game. Would absolutely recommend. Avowed is now Steam Deck verified, meaning it runs really well on the Steam Deck. I'm not surprised because it ran fantastically on the ROG Ally X, like rock solid, and looked really great at the same time. There are new Ranger and Fighter abilities, so new moves for you to use in combat for both those archetypes, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And there's new unique items, so new weapons and things like that. That are more kind of liberally placed in the early areas of the game because, and I'm speaking for me, and obviously I was gold pathing Avowed. I found one awesome sword and I just poured everything into upgrading it to be the best awesome sword it could be and never worried about any other thing. So, yeah, I can understand that's a good thing to try and do for people that want to maybe mix things up a little bit. So we've got new unique axes and maces and spears and wands and stuff. There's some new updates for enemies, and there's some quality of life features as well, including bug fixes and things like that. And if you're in Japan or Korea, you now have Japanese and Korean language options. That's good. Hooray. Good for them. They are just a one-stop, unstoppable studio right now. Like, they are on fire. It's kind of nuts. Obsidian are killing it. Next up in news, and this one, I don't know why I've never seen this game before, but I know now that I want to add it to the ever-growing list of cool co-op games I want to play. Void Crew, which launched in September or November of 2024, which is a cooperative roguelite first-person space adventure, is getting a new update to 1.1, which expands the player count to 6, and marks the arrival of the game on both Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 with full cross-play shipping in that cargo hold. Per Focus Entertainment, they said after a successful launch on PC, Focus Entertainment and Hutley Hut Games are thrilled to announce that Void Crew, their chaotic co-op space adventure where you explore, fight, and scavenge loot across the galaxy with your crewmates, is coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X on September 4th, 2025. Console porting has been handled by Pictive AB, another porting studio, ensuring a smooth and optimized experience on next-generation platforms. The current PC version has more than 5,600 reviews on Steam and holds a very nice 87% very positive rating.
They say that because it has 1 review on OpenCritic, an 8 out of 10. It is really hard for any game to get traction, and I feel bad.
This is the industry. It's so, this looks awesome. 6-player space combat and looting and stuff. Cool. The industry is kind of saturated and kind of fucked. And it really makes me sad. And I was speaking, and I won't say who, but I was speaking to a peer a couple of days ago, and I was like, hey, you're doing this game that I'm reviewing right now. And they were like, we don't do reviews anymore. They don't make any money. And I'm like, that's the best bit of exploring these new things and hearing from people that know these things and can tell you need to check this out. And the idea that's perhaps the attitude taken by the majority of these larger outlets is kind of terrifying to me. Mm-hmm. Especially if you're an indie developer, how the fuck do you get seen? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I feel like that's one of the most depressing things I've heard.
Yep.
As always, friendly segue. We value what you value. and we know that you guys like to see reviews on new games and see and understand what new things are worth checking out and picking up, which is why we will always be making reviews and content that takes a look at the actual things that we all like to play and enjoy a priority. It will always be a priority over this piece of clickbait about this one person on Twitter who said this thing, and let's draw out a 300-word article on it for SEO. It's never going to be our priority. We will always be prioritizing the content for you. So just a heads up. If you enjoy that, head over to patreon.com/Xbox Era. But anyway, yeah, Void Crew, 6-player space adventure. Okay, I might have to check this one out in September. We'll see. We will see if time allows. Next up, in more miserable video game industry news, Virtuous. Who are they, you might say? Well, they're the guys that helped bring Oblivion Remastered to our shadow-dropped world. They're laying off 300 staff, which is about 7% of their workforce.
It's crazy that it's only 7%.
It is crazy. That shows how massive they are. But it does affect multiple folks in that team, as we understand it.
Yeah. There's like a 100-person team in France that mainly worked on it, but a lot of this is in China. They do a lot of work in movies in different various special effects things. But yeah, it's just the typical corporate, we got to make our numbers better type of move. It doesn't feel like it's tied to anything else. But yeah, they've got Oblivion Remastered. They've got Metal Gear Solid Delta, among many other things in their repertoire. So I did see people immediately try and tie it to the Xbox layoffs, and I'm like, maybe they had a thing or two canceled by Microsoft. I don't know. But neither did they. So it felt weird.
Yeah. But no, it's always Microsoft's fault, mate. They do suck as a company. So but I think, I mean, it's awful, and I think that's the thing. The disconnect for us as game players and consumers is we see amazing thing come out, amazing thing do well, amazing thing break selling records. It sold more than the original copy ever, and yet still we see 300 people lose their roles because number didn't go up high enough, even though everything was a success. Like,
it's the weird thing about games, where games are one of the only art mediums that aren't fully a gig economy. So it's like, it's not, okay, thing's over, move on for everyone. Because like, you make a movie's over, you move on. You make a TV show, season's over, go find something else to do, hope it gets renewed, and then come back. With video games, it's one of the more, I'm here, I work on it, we go from one game to the next, kind of, because a lot of people do jump around in between games. So it's like, it's a mix of gig economy compared to others, and it's always been that way. And with social media, we now get to see how shitty it has always been, I think, to a bigger degree. And we had insane, the next story gets into, we had an insane period of investment into video games. Because if you just want to dive right into it, because I really do think the next one works, the whole Krafton Subnautica latest news. Krafton Subnautica drama hits new furor. The investment of Krafton buying the Subnautica devs for $500 million, and then also offering them a $250 million bonus if Subnautica 2 hit all its milestones, is crazy. Because the first game sold $5 million, not at $70. Like, there's zero chance to have ever made that money back in the investment unless the next game sold like $100 million or something crazy. Like, it is nuts. Or, 50 million. It's it was a nutty time in the late aughts into the early 2020s where investment was very high, like seeing what Microsoft did with everything. And Microsoft investments actually pay for themselves, and even there, everyone's getting at risk of being laid off. I always say fired. You got to say laid off, or else you could be legally incorrect. Because with a layoff, you get a nice compensation package generally. Firing, you're gone. But yeah, there's a new update where from Jason Schreier, who's done his due diligence and looked into all of it, and Krafton's alleging game not in good shape, must delay. And as you imagine, the people who the owners that were ousted were like, yep, and they were like, oh, and the owners weren't even working on it. They were doing a personal movie project, and they're like, we were doing a Subnautica movie for you. per what you wanted. You knew this setup, and everyone working on the game thinks it's in good shape. Like, scope creep and fighting it and removing features is a good thing sometimes. So it really feels, and may be completely wrong, I have no idea legally, it really feels like they were like, man, we gotta find a way to not have that $250 million, because there's a alleged they were cutting systems and cutting access to things for the dev team to like try and sabotage them, is essentially what the lawsuit is implying might have been the case, allegedly, supposedly. So everyone loved Krafton after they saved Tango Gameworks, but the one thing to remember is giant billion-dollar companies are never good.
Correct. Boo, down with corporations, fight the power.
Like, this is one of the crazier public blow-ups I think we've ever seen.
It's so naff. I've just seen a breaking news from Jez. Microsoft is on track to hit $4 trillion in market capitalization following their 9,000 layoffs.
Yes.
I mean, if there's ever more I wanted to say, fuck you, Microsoft, it is now. Like, who cares?
The shareholders, which is what all of these moves are for.
Man, I need to become a shareholder so that I can whinge, but then I'll turn and I'll be like, no,
you have to be an important. They have like 60,000 shareholders. You need to be a big shareholder, and then they'll care if you whinge. So you need to be Warren Buffett level. Because they won't give a shit if you've got $600 in them. But yeah, no, shareholders really like efficiency, which in their minds is fire people and still make more money. Because you're spending less to make more.
I dislike it. All right. Next up in news, the Zelda movie is a thing, and it has its 2 main actors announced.
I put the wrong link in there.
Yeah,
hold on. It's from me. Just hold on. Give me a sec. I'll look it up. It's from Miyamoto here.
Yeah.
I don't know why the Steam one got in there for the final story. But yeah, so 2 not like super unknowns, but not big names or anything. I'll put it up on screen here and put it in the private chat. All right, I'm just going to put it right in the YouTube chat. Boop. So these are the 2. I saw a really weird article. I think it was from was it Eurogamer? I think it was Eurogamer. Really weird premise for an article. I'm going to pull that up just because I need people to talk to about it. Eurogamer, Blue Sky. So these are the Zelda and the Link. Look fine. They look like humans that could cosplay into looking like Zelda and Link, who have never really had a super realistic look in any game because it's Nintendo, so you can kind of mold and morph it as it is. It's weird that this is the one that's... Or I'm saying it's not weird that this is the one that's live action, because I do think if they ever did a Metroid, which they probably won't because those games don't actually sell that well, that type of sci-fi I think could work decently in real life, except for when she morphs into a ball, would look really stupid no matter what they do. But yeah, it looks fine. It's also a full 2 years away. This was a very early thing, and this was the skeet that I had to reply to on Blue Sky because it was so weird. Oh, god damn it. Now it's all messed up. I can't actually maximize it. There we go. Zelda is different. It's insular and personal in some strange way. Not just to me. Strangely personal to everyone who encounters it. And it's odd to think of it projected on a huge screen. But why? Why does it feel so odd to see Link given a real human face? It does not. It does not seem weird at all. I have no idea what you were talking about. I don't mean anything mean to whoever wrote this. I'm just like, this is one of the weirdest premises I've ever seen. What do you mean it's weird to give Link a human face? He's had 17 different faces throughout all the games, like in the cartoon and shit. He's a nothing of a character. He's like an empty character who's driven by everyone else in the story.
I don't get it.
It's like saying it would be weird for Gordon Freeman to have a face. It's like, we know what he looks like. in a cartoon form. Is it really that weird if you get someone who looks like young Bryan Cranston with a goatee? Like, I don't
get it.
I don't get it,
But
man.
it's cool. I mean, I'll watch the movie when it comes out. I'm sure it'll be fun.
Nintendo and fun, normally a good bet.
Indeed, as is Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is reviewing extremely well, earning a coveted 10 out of 10 from IGN, 4 out of 5 from Eurogamer, 9 out of 10 from Nintendo Life, and so on and so on. It looks like they've done it. Eurogamer said, a brilliant core mechanic and clever design twists make Bonanza a delightfully sticky 3D platform adventure topped off with a sweet central character relationship. IGN's 10 out of 10 says, Donkey Kong Bonanza is truly groundbreaking 3D platformer with satisfying movement, powerful abilities, impressive destructible environments, and clever challenges that all come together in complete harmony to create Nintendo's first Switch 2 masterpiece.
This full gameplay walkthrough is 5 hours and 43 minutes.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Right. Donkey Kong Bonanza full game walkthrough, 5 hours, 43 minutes, and 1 second.
Is that edited?
Maybe. I don't know. Let me see. A complete full game walkthrough. That's all it says. His own personal gameplay.
Extensive dropped a super chat. Don't drop another super chat. Just type it in the chat and I'll read it out, mate. Because you've retracted your message, so I can't read what it was.
I can read it. I have it.
It doesn't matter. He might want to change it. So I'm just saying, don't submit another super chat and spend another $5. I mean, unless you really want to, but I'm just, I'm a good fellow. Yeah,
he wrote extensively edited. So maybe 7 hours for most. Seems fine. I mean, it's $70, but maybe if you 100% it, like a lot of these games are collectathons, which I'm not into. That's why I wasn't into Super Mario Odyssey and even the old Banjo-Kazooie games. I've never been into collectathon. I don't have that OCD in my brain I've got to go and get all these stars or bananas or anything. I don't care about that very much. But that is Nick. Nick is super OCD and really wants to collect stuff. Yeah. As far as the last story goes, it was from Sherez, $5 super chat. So every written character is in media given human faces is bad. Euro trash. Thanks for giving Hogwarts Legacy 1 out of 10. He's mad at Eurogamer.
Yeah,
I have seen the destruction in this, and I get why, because they take advantage of it in the gameplay. It's not physics based at all. It's just like you punch something and it disappears. There's no physics behind any of it, but it's a switch, so I imagine that would completely break it. And they also use it so that you can like go through the layers and not have everything above you just fall on you type of stuff. So it makes sense in the long run.
Well, if Nintendo sling us a code, I will quite happily check the game out on my Switch 2.
Maybe I'll try and force you into doing a Hangouts with it.
Like this. Yeah.
Because they do send them to us for some form of coverage, which generally was either talking about it on the podcast or doing some streaming.
Okay, I can manage that.
It looks fun. It's something that's much more interesting to me than Mario Kart, because Sonic Cross Worlds is a lot better than Mario Kart World.
Yeah.
I played both.
I can't wait to do Hangouts with a certain game I've been playing. That is a okay.
What could you ever mean?
I know, right? Next up, sticking with the Nintendo vibe, the $250 N64 reimagining Analogue 3D has unfortunately been delayed again. And of course, they are blaming Donald Trump's tariffs. This comes via Andy Robinson over at VGC. The Analogue 3D was announced in 2023 and originally planned to release last year. It's a Nintendo 64-like console that plugs into modern high-definition TVs.
You know what? Before we forget,
64 games.
Jerry W92, so it might be extensively edited where he got a lot of stuff cut out of there. So he shouldn't call it a full complete game walkthrough, because people online are saying it's about 20 hours for Donkey Kong. That's not go full game walkthrough. Bullshit.
That's cheeky.
I'm calling bullshit.
That's cheeky, isn't it?
Yep.
It might be like literally this is here. This is the collectible. Boom, clip. 10 seconds.
Yeah, it just says full complete game walkthrough, and it was just content. I don't know. Weird, but it's very expensive.
Yeah.
So hopefully
Either
it's
way,
funny.
the Analogue 3D is said to be compatible with every original N64 game ever made, accepting cartridges from all regions, and includes 4 original style controller ports. When pre-orders went live last year, the $250 console sold out with a Q1 2025 release set. When this didn't happen, the company promised that Analogue 3D would ship in July. Now, in a new statement, they've claimed that it will finally ship in late August, as they blame US tariffs for the latest slip. Analogue 3D shipping is delayed as of July 15th, 2025, and is now shipping in late August. We are working hard to get your 3D order in hands ASAP and appreciate your patience. If you have an open pre-order, no action is needed. I'm curious what Nintendo think about this thing.
I think it's the FPGA tech, which they can't do anything about. Knowing them, they would want to, because they are going all out, seemingly rotten, dirty garbage shit against Palworld, trying to amend certain patents they have mid-trial to, like, it allegedly, supposedly seems like Nintendo really fucking sucks, especially in Japan with the way they patent troll everyone. Hate it. If it's true, fuck them. But for this, it's not using any of their proprietary tech or anything like that, as far as I know, because these FPGA machines have existed for a long time. So I don't know. I don't know the whole thing behind it. I just know I have zero interest because it's Nintendo 64 games, which I didn't like back then. I didn't like that hardware. There was something about trying to go back to N64 and PS1. Like, I can do almost anything else, but the 3D transition ones, even the Saturn, thankfully the Saturn has way more 2D stuff. It's just something about it doesn't click with my brain anymore. But it's very neat for all of those people who are really looking forward to an easier way to play their old, legally purchased carts. Because you need the actual cart. Boop, plugs right in the top.
Cool. Okay. Last news story of the day. Valve has made some changes on the Steam backend, setting new rules that disallow certain games that violate their rules and the standards that they've set by payment processors and card networks or internet service providers. What's the gist? Well, at the same time as these new rules went live, a shit ton of incest-themed games were removed from the Steam store. What's the result? Valve kind of hate incest. Honestly, have they not seen those Pornhub search results in the US?
Well, those are only step. They're not blood relations. So the seedier side of Steam is the fact that a lot of Steam's revenue, I think, and like a lot of its game releases are adult themed, and it's kind of it was the Wild West as far as everyone was very adult looking. That was like the only thing they cared about. You couldn't do the 9,000-year-old anime princess shit. But I do believe some American religious organizations really started going after Visa and other payment, maybe not Visa. They started going after payment authorizers in places that you can use to buy stuff on Valve to pressure them to start removing the games. And Valve is still only like 300 something people, right? They don't do things that would actually be a lot of work ever.
Yeah.
They are very bad and lazy, allegedly, supposedly, in my mind, when it comes to maintaining their store. Which is why it always kills me when people are so desperate for everything to be on Valve. I saw somebody in the industry that was like, everything should just be on Steam. I mean, not Valve. Why isn't every sub-service on Steam? It's like, Steam's not good. It's just what you're used to. But as an actual store, it's actually really bad. Like, it is a bad store. It's poorly maintained. They don't quality check. It seems like, I would say, allegedly, supposedly, they don't quality check well. They definitely don't curate their community area very well. Like, there's just tons of literal Nazis and stuff you can find having a whale of a time in the Steam community forums. It's a very bad service that whenever anything like this happens, they immediately fold in ways that it's hit games that have no adult, like nudity or sexual content in them. It's like anything that has specific. There are some games that have specific words in them, like Innocence, that are getting pinged that aren't adult games. There are some games that are rated that way for adult themes, but they're not sex games. Like it's not great. And Drake Williams, the only storefront that I think actually really focuses on and cares on things is GOG. They really focus on and care about curating everything, whereas the next level down would be Microsoft. They actually do focus on making sure creators are legit, and that games aren't AI slop with their whole ID at Xbox program, especially because on the higher end side where you don't need ID at Xbox, you're not going to find a lot of that. But PlayStation and Nintendo's getting better because they have to, because there's just too many ripoffs and they're getting the actual developers very mad. But like the amount of AI slop that is on, and I don't mean games that might use it, I mean games that are just absolute trash, that are very obviously AI generated covers, and they just bought some assets on the Unity or Unreal Engine. Like PlayStation is horrible with it. Epic's okay, but mostly because nobody uses it, so they really have to focus on trying to get good games on it to try and pull anyone in, and it hasn't worked. But yeah, GOG's the best one. Microsoft's a little below them, but also it's like size, whereas GOG doesn't, as far as I know, doesn't have nearly as much every week as a Microsoft does, and some real garbage slips through on Microsoft's side. But yeah, Nintendo's really bad, and PlayStation's probably like the worst curation. And Steam is probably below PlayStation for me with what they allow on there. They don't do anything. It seems like
get people like arguing, like, no, I was just looking at the Twitter thread, like, oh, I feel like we should be able to explore these themes. I'm like, what the fuck? Why do you want to explore incest? What is wrong with you people? Jesus.
Yeah, like I don't have a problem with things getting pinged. I just have a problem with the shotgun approach that Valve is seemingly taking with it. Also, I am requesting Void Crew review codes. Because I just got an email for it. Do you want the email to write up an article? Or for your article?
I've already written up Void Crew. Done.
I forgot that you had already written it. Done. Request. Oh, shit.
I'm efficient.
It reminds me.
As best I can.
But yeah, it sucks. It's not a problem with getting rid of some of this type of stuff. It was crazy it existed in the way it did. The issue I have is in the approach that they take with it. Like, I don't think they really pay that much attention to it overall, in the way that one would hope they would.
Indeed. Last bit of news, to end on a slightly lighter, less weird note. Sea of Thieves, following their developer direct and all of that jazz, are back with season 16 of the long-running nautical pirate fantasy game. This time, we see the return of Captain Flameheart to his full strength, and the Reaper's Bones are expanding their offerings with a whole host of new commendations and new toys to play with, including a powerful portable cannon of rage, which you can carry around, and it has some overheating, building up damage.
Yeah, they were using
mechanics.
it behind in the captain's cabin, like on the bottom of the ship, to shoot out behind.
Neat. It's kind of like I like that. It's cool.
They keep adding cool stuff. It's just the base game is still the base game overall, like the progression and all that. And you have seen that enough.
Yep, I've seen it enough. Like there's nothing new there to pull me back. I need a Sea of Thieves 2. Sorry, Rare. There's also new ancient secrets to discover, and there's even emergent skeleton helpers, which is intriguing to me that they would be helpful fellows, because normally they just want to kill me.
Order of Bone and Blade Skeleton.
There's loads to dig into if you're a big
Luke the Lawless,
as well as new stuff. So
Luke the Lore. Yep. There's a skeleton running around showing them where to go. Going, oh,
wow. I think that's the thing that really kills me. Like when I first played this game, it was brutally hard. Like it was, there's no help. Like you're on your own. And now when I log in, it's like, hey, teleport to here. Here's loads of stuff. Everything can be handed in everywhere. You don't have to think about where you're going or plan. And it's just like, oh, okay. I mean, I get it. It's good to make it more accessible, but I feel like it's lost a large part of what made it so awesome. personally. I still love the game.
But you had already stopped playing, so they need to get new people.
And there you go. It's my fault. There you go. That is all of the video game news. Now, I've just downloaded RoboCop onto my ROG Ally.
Oh, yeah. RoboCop Rogue City, the original, is available today on Game Pass as a Play Anywhere title. RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business, also Play Anywhere.
Yep, but it's a standalone.
But it is a $30 expandalone. It is not DLC.
And I've also got this other thing installed on here that I'm reviewing. So,
and then you're not going to be home all afternoon.
And well, that's why I'm taking it with me, because I'm going to sit there and play at my parents' house. I've got to go do dad things today because it's end of term and my kids have got their summer disco. So I am off to take them to that and let them have fun. And my dad's cooking me a burger, so can't be bad, right? We'll be back on Saturday with the Xbox Era podcast as per usual. I believe young Nicholas is returned from his
He will be
holiday.
waxing lyrical about Donkey Kong Bonanza because he's already been posting about it nonstop.
For loads of Nintendo talk. Until then, thank you very much, as always, to everybody for hanging out with us and talking video games. If you enjoy what we do, really do consider supporting us directly on Patreon by heading to patreon.com/Xbox Era. And we'll see you next time. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.
Never say what you mean. All I hear is a scream. Never say that to me. Never say that to me. Wait, wipe that shit off your face. Let's not stop till we bleed. The more you spit out your mouth, the less I believe. Denial seems it had to come. Relied on me to say it all. Denial has left you all alone. How can all that shit that you said ever make any sense? Where did you run to, bitch? While I was holding my breath, what sacred faded into nothing. Never put that on me. Never put that on me. Denial seems it had to come. Relied on me to say it all. Denial has left you all alone. How can all that shit that you said ever make any sense? Where did you run to, bitch? While I was holding my breath, what sacred faded into nothing. Never put that on me. Never put that on me. Denial seems it had to come. Relied on me to say it all. Denial has left you all alone. Denial seems it had to come. Relied on me to say it all. Denial has left you all alone.